Assalamu alaikum and good day to all of you, my dear students. In this tutorial, we will discuss Converse of Pythagoras theorem. What is in this video? Reminder, how to prove a triangle to be right, Pythagoras theorem, focusing event, decoding Converse of Pythagoras theorem, statement conditions uses of Converse of Pythagoras theorem, application, and assignment. Reminder, how to prove a triangle to be right. Well, you know from previous classes that we can prove a triangle right either by finding that the sum of its base angles is 90, or by proving two triangles to be congruent in which one of them is right, by converse of median relative to hypotenuse, you took it this year, and by inscribed angle facing diameter. Statement conditions and uses of Pythagoras theorem. Now, you remember the statement, and this is the formula of Pythagoras theorem: the hypotenuse squared if the triangle is right, and the hypotenuse squared equals leg 1 squared plus leg 2 squared. What is the condition to use it? We have to have a right triangle and the measure of two sides to find the other one. Uses to find the measure of a missing side or find the relation between sides of a right triangle. Now, before we start our lesson about Converse of Pythagoras theorem, I would like you to think about this little problem here with me. Now, we have two squared tanks that are filled with water sitting on two sides of a triangular roof, and we know that these two tanks, if emptied in a third square, which is the third on the third side of the triangular roof, it will fill it completely. Can you determine what is the nature of triangle ABC? Let's find out if Converse of Pythagoras will help us. To decode the Converse of Pythagoras theorem, we'll consider a situation similar to the focusing event. So let's find the areas of the squares along each side of the triangle. Now, and then find the sum of the squares of the two smaller sides. What will we notice? Now, by comparing the sum of the squares of the smaller sides to the one which is the longest side, we'll see that if triangle is not right, then the sum of the squares of AB and AD is not equal to the square of the longest side. That is to say, C, notice please, this sum, is it equal to BD squared? As long as the angle is not 90, the sum of AB squared plus AD squared is not equal to BD squared. Hence, the triangle is not right. But what if we change the angle to be 90 degrees? What will happen? Yes, the sum of the squares of the smaller sides is equal to the square of the longest side. Hence, we can say that if the sum of the squares of the smaller sides is equal to the square of the longest side, triangle is right. Now we know how to prove triangle to be right by Converse of Pythagoras. Okay, now summary for what we have found about Converse of Pythagoras theorem. Statement, conditions, and uses. What is the statement? If the square of the longest side is equal to the sum of the squares of the other legs, then triangle is right. This is the formula that you have to use to check if the triangle is right. Now, conditions. To apply Converse of Pythagoras theorem, all measure of the sides should be given. Unlike Pythagoras theorem, ya shabab, we have that the triangle is right and two sides only are given. Now, uses to check if triangle is right. Application. Now, consider triangle ABC of given sides AB, BC, and AC. The question, is triangle ABC right? Justify. Please try to stop the video and grab a pen and a paper and try to solve this on your own. Okay, let's solve it together. Statement and reason. Since AB is the longest side given, then, and we need to prove that triangle is right, then we have to use converse of Pythagoras theorem. Please شباب دايما write the statement وحطوا longest side، حط الفورمولا تبع longest side squared is it equal، ما بنحط equal leg 1 squared plus leg 2 squared. Now replace AB squared is the longest side, is it equal to BC squared plus AC squared. Replace the values, they are not equal, thus the triangle is not right at A. Another application يا شباب. Consider R and K to be a triangle of given sides MK, RK and RM. What is the nature of triangle R and K? Justify. Okay, stop the video يا شباب and try to grab a pen and a paper and please try to solve it on your own. Well, let's try together. Statement and reason. Okay, how do we start to find the nature of R and K? Since we are given the measure of the three sides and we need to check the nature of the triangle, the best way here to solve it is, yes, correct, it's converse of Pythagoras theorem. But wait, how can we know which is the longest side? Okay, to know which is the longest side of triangle R and K, the best way here to do it is to square all the sides. Why square them? Because we don't know which is the longest one. How can we do so? What's the reason for this? Because the square of equal positive real numbers are equal. That is to say, if we found nk squared, 2 radical 7 all squared, it will be square for 2, square for radical 7, it's 4 times 7, which is 28. Now, squaring RK, radical 10 squared, we'll get 10. Okay, this is still bigger. Now the last one, 3 radical 2 all squared. The square for the 3 is 9. The square of radical 2 is 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Okay, good. Now this is the longest side, 28. Now, let's start by converse of Pythagoras theorem. Again, don't forget to write the statement and the formula. Longest side squared, is it equal to leg 1 squared plus leg 2 squared? Now replace. nk squared, is it equal to rnk? Rk squared plus rn squared. Replace the values. Yes, 28 squared, is it equal to 10 plus 18? We already found this. Yes, they are equal. Thus, triangle is right at R. Assignment. From your textbook, please try to solve exercises 6, 11, and 14 parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 21 on pages 144 to 147. Bonus شباب. Exercise 13 on page 145. See you next time يا شباب وصباح.